let's break the mold. Chasing the stories yet untold. Passion ignites like a blazing fire. Knowledge takes us higher, higher. Out of the box where the wild ones play, we see the game in a whole new way. Living loud, hearts in motion. Sports with soul, pure devotion. The field's alive with endless dreams. We're more than stats, we're the in-between. A slam dunk thought, a touchdown mind. Out of the box every time. No limits, no change, no walls to climb. We're rewriting the rules in real time. Out of the box where the wild ones play, we see the game in a whole new way. Living loud, hearts in motion. Sports with soul, pure devotion. No limits, no chains, no walls to climb. We're rewriting the rules in real time. Out of the box where the wild ones play, we see the game in a whole new way. Living loud, hearts in motion. Sports with soul, pure devotion. Every shot's a story, every cheer's a spark. Under the lights we make our mark. Beyond the scoreboard, beyond the lines. Out of the box, redefining the grind. The grind. Out of the box where the wild ones play, we see the game in a whole new way.
Hey, what is going on, everybody? You already know it is Friday night. It is 7 p.m. and it is time once again, season 3, College Football Frenzy. My name is Paul Spencer. That guy is the football professor, Eddie Prather. And also, we have a familiar face, I want to say. One of my old co-hosts on College Football Frenzy. That man, he is Mike Laura. What's going on, gentlemen?
What's going on, guys?
What's going on? Eddie, what's going on? You're muted, Eddie.
Hey, not much.
Well, he dropped the ball just like
there.
some teams did last week, didn't he? You
Come
good
on,
now?
Eddie.
Good now? Come on now. You good, Eddie?
Oh boy, I think I'm having a little. I think so.
Well,
Can you
what's
hear
going
me?
on, Eddie? We can hear you.
Hey, you're good, Eddie. You're good.
You're good. Well, Eddie, you know what? Real quick before we give you a couple of seconds, we're gonna give you a couple of seconds.
I was kind of.
You're freezing up on me, Eddie. All right, Eddie, we'll give you off for a second. Mike and I will continue.
That's what I'm having.
Eddie, you got some fumbling issues today, brother.
Okay, I
Now
come
you're
back
muted,
on
Eddie.
in a minute.
Yeah, come back on. Come back in. All right, Mike,
Yeah,
before we get started, man, Eddie's down in Arizona, but if he lived in Philadelphia, man, he can call this guy right here. Tonight's stream is brought to you by 1-800-HURT-123. Jason Fine, attorney, Big Al, motor vehicle accident, slip and fall, workman's comp, personal injury claims, 3 convenient locations throughout the Pennsylvania and New Jersey area. First, Pennsylvania. Philadelphia, 1628 JFK Boulevard. Also, my neck of the woods, Pittsburgh, PA, 500 Grant Street. And also right across the bridge there, Cherry Hill, New Jersey, 3 Greensmore Lane. Make sure you reach out to Jason Fine, 1-800-HURT-123. Mention the magical words Out of the Box Sports Entertainment. No recovery, no fee. And when you mention those names, your family, you got 33 1/3%. Try to find me another lawyer that will give you 33 1/3%. No recovery, no fee. So make sure you reach out to 1-800-HURT-123. So I hope Eddie's calling that number, brother, because he needs to get paid because he's got some fumbling issues tonight, man. But Mike, man, first, man, how you been, brother?
I'm good, man. Of course, you know, Paul. We started our betting show with that me and you have been talking about a long time with props, locks, and parlays over on It's a Wrap Sports. I've been over there. I did take some time off between the end of EOP and It's a Wrap. I wanted to come back. Had to upgrade some things and come back. I actually came back during the Flyers season last year. So of course I do the Flyers post game over there. Clear the ice. Myself, Matty B, and Al Safiri and Pat Bernard. We brought back P&M in the AM every Sunday morning over there. I actually host a Penn State show.
Let's tell me when is that, Mike? What the hell is this about, man? Penn State show now?
Yeah. Well, listen, man, you inspired me. You started doing the Golden Dome, right? Okay, we started College Football Frenzy together, and I'm going to be honest with you. Last year, I was so off. Like I did not even get into the college football season really till late. And for me, I was happy. Penn State made a nice deep run before we lost to your Golden Domers.
Mike, hold on. Say that again one more time for me, brother. Say that one more time for me, please.
No, you got it one time, and you're lucky you got that. But yeah, man. So I've been over at It's a Wrap over there. That's where I've been. But it's nice to be back on the box. And especially here, this is home. Me and you started this together along with Joey Sullivan. So being back on this show has been opportunity to come back has been awesome.
Yeah, man. We're out of the box, but brother, I'm glad you're in the box with us today because it seems to me like old times. We just lost Eddie again. Eddie's fumbling the ball still. It's 4th and 1. Eddie just fumbled.
Maybe he's got some thunderstorms rolling through Arizona over there.
Hey, maybe
or dust storms.
Yeah, maybe. There you go. A heat wave or some shit going on out there. But Mike, glad to have you back, man. It seems like old times. But before we get started, Mike, you didn't give me a time on that prop locks and the parlays, and also
it is every Wednesday night, 7:00. You can see myself. Paul is actually over here. Paul's actually going to be joining me on that show. So it's going to be like a collaborative thing. Paul's going to be on every week. So it'll be me and Paul talking props locks. And I'll tell you what, man. We had some doozies over there. We agreed on a couple. We disagreed on one. So, again, join, man. We do 3 college picks a week, 3 pro picks, and then we give you players props to watch out for. And just for S and giggles, we throw in a touchdown parlay.
Well, that didn't work out very well last night.
No, it did not.
But still, please check that out, props
locks.
parlays, every Wednesday night. Please check that out as well. Mike, what time's Happy Valley? There we go. What time's Happy Valley on Saturdays for you?
Happy Valley Huddle will be right after the final whistle. So you're looking around 3:30 this Saturday after they play FIU, which I think will not be a contest. So Penn State's got some nice tune-up games before the big one, the whiteout against Oregon in the end of September. So
what do you mean, Mike? There's a big one coming up soon, right there.
Listen, you know what? I'm going to go on record. I think Villanova gives them the best game so far. I think Villanova will give them the best game. They'll be ready to play. The Wildcats will be ready to play that.
I agree. Michael checking in. He's like, yo, fellas, what's going on, Mike? Appreciate you checking in, brother. Appreciate all that.
My boy, Mikey Papernick. I love him to death.
Checks in everywhere. I love him. Well, Mike, let's get into a couple games here, until Eddie comes back here. Eddie's still fumbling the ball like some teams did last week. But let's talk about the big game, man. Noon the kickoff here. Let's talk about number 1 Texas versus number 3 Ohio State defending. See, there's Eddie, but we'll bring him back. We'll let him enter a little bit. That game, Eddie. What is your thoughts going into the game prior, Mike? How did you feel about that? I mean, Ohio State's loaded. Texas, were they overhyped with Archie? How did you look at that game before we get into it, Mike?
I thought Texas was. They weren't my number 1.
Agreed.
My number 1. No, they weren't. And I think Arch Manning's going to be good, but Arch Manning's not playing against the defense, even though the SEC's really kind of pulled back down to earth a little bit.
Yeah.
I feel like the Big Ten is the conference now. Regardless of what anybody says, they had 2 of the 4 teams in the Final Four.
Mm-hmm. Agree.
So, I mean, you can't listen. I think the SEC had their run. I think now the big boys play in the Big Ten. And he got a taste of Big Ten football, which is a lot of defense, and they don't care. Big Ten games, they don't care if they win 14-7,
mm-hmm.
and they made Arch Manning's, they made his life a living hell on Saturday. To be honest with you, it was a boring game.
Yeah,
I was bored. I was counting down the hours for Penn State to come on, and I could watch them blow out Nevada. I'm like, come on. But I'll tell you what, I mean, I think they're a little overhyped. I think Texas, could they make it up to the Final Four? and get that first, the buys. I think they could, but they're going to have to play some ball, man. And I just didn't like the way they looked. I just didn't. I felt like there was chances there for them to win the game, and they just didn't capitalize. Like you said when we were talking on Props, Locks, and Parlays, man, it seems like they went from spring ball like right into the game, and it was like they didn't have no practice or nothing in between.
Yeah, I agree, Mike, 100% with that one. Yeah, I mean, it was a boring game to me where Arch Manning, a lot of people down this kid, but you got to give this kid time, man. It's his third career start, the first start on the road in the fucking shoe. Mike, that's something for any quarterback. I don't care who you are, even a senior coming to the shoe. It's a different atmosphere, playing the national champs. But my thing was, Mike, he not living up to the hype, but he underthrew some balls and overthrew a lot of balls, man. And a lot of people are blaming the wide receivers. Now, you can't put the blame on the wide receivers for this one. You got, balls that are thrown behind you, that could have gone for a lot of yak yards as well. But you got to give this kid time. My thing is, Mike, he ran the ball 10 times. You do not want your freshman. Well, I can still consider him a freshman being a junior, but you can't have your star quarterback running 10 times, Mike. You can't do it.
No, you can't. And he's not a guy that should be running the ball anyway.
No.
If you really look at it. And I'll tell you what, as far as blaming the wide receivers, that's more 50-50. Like you said, there was a lot of balls thrown behind him. Like he tried to throw a back shoulder throw to one of his wide receivers who, if he would have let him, it would have been 7.
Exactly.
Like, I forget the wide receiver's name for Texas, but he was out there and he threw him a back shoulder throw and was going towards the Texas sideline. And if he plays that ball out, that kid's gone.
100%.
That kid is gone. And like, to me, but again, this is what I'm saying. You're taking a guy who's doing his third career start. You're playing him in the horseshoe. No offense to University of Texas. They don't have 100,000 people watching them.
Exactly. Yeah.
You come to the Big Ten, you come into a house up there, you're going to the big house with 110 people. Penn State's got now almost 111 people now. After when they're done with that, that's going to be the biggest college stadium in the country. So they have over 100,000. Ohio State has over 100,000.
Yeah.
And like if you're really going down, like there's like not that much of a drop off really throughout the Big Ten. Like even Rutgers averages like 70,000 people for their game, and that's Rutgers. So they play against a lot of big crowds, and not to say that Texas doesn't get big crowds, but the schools are smaller down south. Like, you know what I mean? It's just true. If you look at the biggest stadiums, they're all up north. So I think it's a culture shock that way too, coming into a place where you got that many people, that many eyes on you, and they're already anointing this kid the next coming because of his last name. And I feel like it's a lot of pressure on the kid.
Yeah, I agree, Mike. It's 100% pressure for him. I mean, you can't live off just the name there, Heisman hopeful, because you're a Manning. Well, let the kid, let the kid start this first game. And you know what? Hey, I'm not going to down the kid. He looked good in the second half. Had some nice ball throws, but you got to give this kid time to, feel the atmosphere, Mike. And as you said earlier, I call it the Big 25 now because we got so many damn teams there. But that atmosphere is just totally different, Mike. When you come to the Big 10 playing here, look at Oregon. They can score 70 points back in the wacky Wild West. They realize,
every week.
Oh, hell, I'm coming to the Big 10. Shit, we don't win 70-0 anymore. We win 7-0 now in the Big 10. That's playing like Northwestern. all these teams are physical. That's what I like to see. But Ohio State, man, Mike, what do you think about Ohio State? I really all that hype. Also, the crazy thing is Julian Sand came into the game, Mike. He was a Heisman hopeful, as a red star, a 5-star recruit coming in too. But there was no hype talking about him. Everything was on Arch Manning, and the kid was 13 for 20, 125. One TD, no picks, controlled the game. He played pretty damn good with no, as a 5-star recruit. But Mike, they have the fucking weapons, man. Carnell Tate, Jeremiah Smith, they're loaded. They had the best tight end in the game, Max Clare. And they really didn't even throw the ball, Mike. It was just a defensive game, Mike. 77 yards on the ground, 126 yards in the air. Mike, less than 200 yards, and you beat the number 1 team in the nation. Ohio State is loaded on defense, Mike.
They are, and they're not missing Jim Knowles, not one bit. Like you see,
100%, yes.
They just keep. But I will say this: I will be looking forward to number 1 versus, if it keeps up, number 1 versus number 2
man.
in Columbus. That's going to be a fist fight. And
Mike, is that a regular season game, or are they playing that?
Yeah.
When was that? What week is that, Mike? Do you know offhand or no?
I believe it's first week of November. It's either end of October.
Okay. You know what? If you have to go into that game undefeated, both teams, Mike, that still is going to allow you to get into the playoff system. That to me is going to be your who wins that game gets that bye, Mike. That 1-4 bye. Whoever wins that game gets the bye. If not, you're still going to make the top 12. You're going to be in the playoffs. But man, if you win that game, it's going to be the Big 12, a Big 10 championship game plus a buy-in for a bye week.
I'm calling it right now. Penn State, Ohio State, they're going to play 3 times this year.
Wow, you think so?
They're going to play 3 times. They're going to play once in the regular season. Okay. They're going to play in the Big 10 championship. Okay. Wow. And I think that's your final. I think that's your final.
Man, I mean, Mike, we talk about rivalries back in the day where we're losing so many rivalries. Hell, we're probably going to lose Army-Navy pretty soon. You know, Notre Dame doesn't play half the rivals we used to. But now you're talking playing a team 3 times in a regular season. You know, regular season, the Big 10 championship, and the CFB playoffs. Dude, man, that third game, the rubber game, is going to be insane.
Listen, I'm going to be the first one to say this too. Whoever wins the first game is going to lose the Big 10 championship.
I kind of agree with you. With that.
Whoever wins that first game, if Penn State wins that first game, I'll still root for them in the Big 10 championship game. But I think if you're looking at Ohio State, like they're going to play each other 3 times. I think Penn State's good enough to get to the finals. Their defense is just as nasty as Ohio State's is.
Agree.
But I will say this: Penn State got some wide receivers. These transfer portal kids who came in, holy cow, the kid from Syracuse, oh my God, Pena. Kid was catching everything around him yesterday. The speedster Ross from Troy. Like, if it wasn't for, I'm gonna say this now, Allard put just a little too much touch on that ball. If not, that kid was going for 80 last week. And now, granted, it's Nevada, you know, they're not going to be going up against guys like Nevada, but these guys, and especially the kid, the kid from USC. He is a vacuum, dude. He is a vacuum. He catches everything around him last week. I was in shock, man. Like I said, they're going to play 3 times this year. I think Penn State gets to the final. I think they get to the national title game this year. I really do. The Big 10 is going to be a gauntlet to get through. It really is. I mean, some of the teams that ain't ranked, but I think Notre Dame's going to be there, even though they lost week 1. I think they're still going to be there. I'm just not sold on Alabama. I'm not sold on Clemson. You know, I think Miami might be there. Florida State.
The way they looked, which we'll talk about. Eddie's going to be talking about that game if he doesn't fumble. Eddie, you there?
I'm here.
There he goes. Hey, this is Eddie Prather checking in with us finally. What's going on, Eddie?
Yeah, my internet's been acting like the Notre Dame Fighting Irish from last week.
Hey, well, hope you play better in the second half, brother. Hope we got the back end of the show. Has to where Notre Dame played, but other than that, nothing really going on. But Eddie, you know, we're talking about the Ohio State-Texas game here. You know, all the hype about Archie. How did you feel about that game going in there, and what did you see actually after we watched it? Eddie? Eddie?
Oh, you disappeared there for a second on my end.
I see you.
Yeah, you're clear on our end, man. You might have to go back out and reboot.
Okay.
Yeah. I think I need to go talk to the OC and get a new game plan here, brother. Come on in. All right, just reset.
I did. That's where that. Okay.
But
all right. You and I will continue. Michael Paprika says, "Yo, Eddie." Well, Eddie just left real quick for the 9th time, but he'll be back. But go ahead.
Paul, the guy I was talking about was Kerryon Hudson. That was the transfer. He had 6 catches for Penn State last week, 89 yards, but he was averaging 15 yards a catch.
That's insane. And Mike, it's finally like, okay, which we're going to talk about Heisman a little bit later, but finally Penn State has weapons on the outside. Last year it was the Tyler Warren show. Now it's weapons. You have 2 the top running backs in Singletary. Oh, God. Jesus Christ. And what the hell's his name? Oh, God.
Kaytron Allen.
Now you finally got wide receivers for Drew Aller to pass the ball, Mike, which is something we've never seen at Penn State, honestly, for a while. So I do agree with you. But Mike? What game? Okay, real quick before. How far do you think Texas should have dropped, Mike? After that, a 7-point loss, Mike. How far do you think they should honestly drop?
I would say probably the number 6.
Number 6. Okay. All right. That's
Yeah,
fair.
they dropped out to like 11 or something, right?
I think it was 10 or something like that.
Okay,
Yeah, I
yeah,
didn't look
like,
at the rankings yet.
That's
Yeah.
it. That's the only thing I like about college football. Like if they would have went to Ohio State and Ohio State beat them 34-0, I
Right.
could see them being dropped down to 10 or 11.
Yeah.
Because now you got shown you got waxed.
Mhm.
You lose a 7-point game to a team who's defending national champions on their turf, and you lose by 7. Like that kills me. Like that happens to Penn State all the time because we never beat Ohio State except for every now and then. But when every time we lose to Ohio State, it's like Penn State could be in the top 5, they lose, and then all of a sudden they're on the outs looking in. It's like, give me a break, dude.
Yeah, there's that thing called name recognition. That's something Penn State does not receive no matter what, Mike. We know that. And that's me.
That's
becoming a
fine.
Notre Dame fan.
That's fine.
No.
That's fine. But listen, you beat who's on your schedule.
Exactly.
And you go. I mean, if they beat everybody on their schedule, man, going into that Big Ten title game, man, like I said, that's going to be something. And I agree with you. And I also like the kid who's starting tight end this year too. He's not Tyler Warren, but he's damn good. He's big, he's bulky, he's strong. He had a couple catches last week over the middle.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, you really can't replace, you can't place Warren. We know that.
No.
He was a utility knife where he can play anything, quarterback, tight end, motion, shit. I mean, he was everywhere. But I like the kid, Mike. I definitely do. Now, what we're talking about, this game where they ended up. What game do you want to talk about, Mike?
I'm going to talk about LSU Clemson.
Oh, please do, please.
Oh my God, Nussmeier, man, my man, Garrett Nussmeier. Boy, did my man have a game, dude. And that's all I'm going to say. 38 pass attempts for LSU, Paul.
Yeah.
38. Hold on. 38 pass attempts. And if you count them, they had 31 rushes. They had 67 plays on offense, man.
That's
holy
insane.
cow. I mean, I'm sorry. They had they were 29 for 39. So, but I'm going to give you Nussmeier. He was 28 for 38, 230 yards, 1 touchdown. He was sacked once. But his QB rating was 133.2. I mean, come on. And I like the kid, Caden Durham. Again, the running back for them. He had a great game as well. He had rushing. He had 17 rushes for 74 yards and a touchdown. His longest was a 25-yarder. You had Aaron Anderson led the way with them. He had 6 catches for 99 yards. Should have had a touchdown, but he dropped one. Like, to me, that was my upset of the week last week. I thought that 4-point spread against Clemson. I said it. I will continue to say it. I like Dabo Swinney, but I felt like you want to talk about a team who I felt didn't deserve to be where they were was Clemson. I thought Clemson should be closer to the back end of the top 10, not up where they had them. They had them at number 4.
Yeah, I agree. I think there was a lot of hype going into that Clemson game. The reason why I think it is because the ACC they're not the greatest division. We see Miami shit the bed last year. Clemson, they didn't even make it to the playoffs last year, but going into that situation. But I think it was Dabo Swinney's just his itinerary of what he's been before, been there, done that, and also Cade Klubnik, man. I tell you what, Cade Klubnik, you're talking a Heisman candidate. Well, you know what? Don't even consider him anymore. I can't talk about him. Garrett Nussmeier was the man. I mean, he played an insane game. Like you said, Mike, 28 for 38, 232. He had control that entire game, And 70-some plays total, Mike? 70 plays on offense. This, to me, I hate Brian Kelly, but this was a Brian Kelly offense where it was just go, 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 keep the pedal down. But I give a lot of credit to that defense, Mike, LSU defense as well. They played 11 hats on a ball, man. They moved around. They were flying.
Yeah. The Tigers this year, man, I feel like they could be a team that could move up to that final 5th spot, 4th spot.
Mm-hmm.
I really feel that strongly about Brian Kelly's team this year. He's got some dogs. Like the Tigers got some dogs on them. And you're right, dude. They do fly to the ball. Mm-hmm. And Baton Rouge is going to be jumping this year.
I agree.
I would love to see. I got me and Eddie got a friend of ours named Jeremy. His nickname is Dolph because he's a Dolphins fan, big time LSU guy. I always told him Penn State plays LSU, buddy. I said me and you are going to be having some words, but
yeah. And the crazy thing is, Mike, it could have been a lot different than 17-10 because LSU was driving and they fumbled the ball twice. On Clemson's side of the field, that could have been going from a 6-point to a 14-point swing as well.
Yeah, it would have been 31-10. They would have blew them out on their own field.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Eddie, you with us?
No.
Does Clemson have a legit? Does Clemson have a legit number one?
Eddie, you're lagging out really bad.
Yeah, you're lagging, both.
Okay. Is this better?
Not really. You're still you're doing like some popping and locking there, buddy. That's what we see you doing on the thing there.
Poor Eddie, man.
I know.
I jump on with you guys, and now Eddie's lagging.
It's all good. It's all good. We'll continue. We'll give Eddie a couple minutes here. We'll bring him in periodically, see how he's doing. See if we can get that fourth quarter adjustment going on.
But yeah, getting back to this LSU team, you're right. They had some self-inflicted wounds in this game. But I'll tell you what, like for me, again, I like the way their defense played. To me, they just looked, their front four was able to get pressure. Like they didn't have to blitz a whole lot. And, when they did blitz, what's his name? Klubnik? Yeah, Klubnik. Yep. He had no time. Like he went 19 for 38, dude. You're literally talking about one for every two passes. So, I mean, that's not good, dude. It says QB ratings at 95.6. That's kind of
And the big thing, Mike, is we talked about LSU flying to the ball. I mean, we're old school. We preach that helmet on helmet, 11 on a ball. Mike, 20 carries for 31 yards, Clemson. 20 carries for 31 yards. That's it, Mike. And Dabo wants to run this ball. That's insane when an LSU team can stop a number 4 team in the nation and with 31 yards, Mike. That's insane. That's insane.
Right. And on the flip side, LSU ran the ball 31 times for 108 yards. Yeah. So they were averaging 3.5 yards a carry. You averaged, listen, what do we say when we talk about our favorite running backs in the NFL? It's 3.5 and a cloud of dust. But if you do 3.5, 3.5, 3.5, you got a first down.
Exactly. I mean,
so I mean, I don't know. I really liked their performance. Now, I got to see who they're playing this week if they are playing this week. Because sometimes they do that one game and then they sit for like a month.
Exactly.
But,
Yep.
All
right, let's see if we can bring Eddie back in. I heard the coaches have made a decision to see if he can come back in off the proper adjustments here. So let's see. Eddie has the ball at the 20-yard line. We're down 5, so let's see Eddie if he can come back in and give us a score. Eddie, you're with us.
Yes, I got on my phone and I went outside. Sometimes, and where I live in the house, sometimes my internet goes crazy inside. So, is this better?
Yeah, a little better. It's a little better. It's a little better. At least you're there. We're talking about the LSU Clemson game. As Mike said, Cade Klubnik did not look good. LSU's defense is flying to the ball. Finally, we see something out of LSU, what they can be. Now they're number 4 in the nation after this win here. What did you see, Eddie?
I did. What I saw is that Clemson does not look like they have a legitimate number 1 or number 2 receiver on that roster. That sure didn't help.
That's true.
And
they're leading wide receiver at 15 yards.
Like you guys said, that LSU's defense was on them like white on rice, so no running game at all either.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, Clemson had a receiving. They had 230 yards receiving, but still, you got to have a complete game. You got to have a running back committee too. And when you have 7 running backs, only 20 carries, 31 yards, you can't win big games like that. Imagine, Mike, if we talked about, the Big Ten. Imagine Clemson in the Big Ten, brother. Wow.
Oh, my God. They would get crushed.
Wow.
They would get crushed. I'll tell you what. And speaking of LSU, they play Louisiana Tech this week. So a little in-state rivalry down there this week. But I believe it's at LSU. So that should be a good one.
I just hope LSU doesn't come out this week, Mike, after a big game, number 4, you beat them on their own territory. I hope they don't lose that momentum, man, because when you're playing an in-state rival, I don't care if, you're sisters of the poor and you're playing the blind of the poor, brother and sister here. you got to play the game, Mike, because anything can happen, brother. And I mean, hey, look at Notre Dame, brother. Look at them, Eastern fucking Illinois. You know what I mean? You can't take anybody for granted anymore in this college football atmosphere, Mike.
Yeah.
LSU has a history of having these slip-up type of games.
That is true, but I mean, what kind of? I mean, can you? How far do you knock them if they lost this week? I mean, to Louisiana, whoever the hell they're playing. You know, how far you drop them after a huge win. Mike, you talk about Penn State after a loss. They're nowhere to be found. If LSU loses a game like this, you got to drop them to 18 to 20. Honestly, brother.
I don't think they'll fall that far. I mean, they got the AP poll. I'm looking through Yahoo. The AP polls got them at number 3.
Okay, I see number 4. Okay, I see number 4.
So you know, if you're going to go after that, like coming back down, you know, I don't think they fall that far. I really don't.
Okay.
I would like to say that. Hold on, let me take a look right here. Oh, damn. I'm sorry. It just popped. I'm just trying to hit something else. Yeah, right now it's Ohio State number 1. This is the AP top 25. It's Ohio State, Penn State,
Okay.
LSU. 4 is Georgia. 5 is Miami. 6 is Oregon.
Okay,
7.
Georgia. Okay.
So Clemson, even though they lost, they dropped them down to 8th.
I mean, 7. Yeah, that's the same thing with Notre Dame, though. A small loss, just like the Ohio State game with Texas, they didn't drop very far, Mike, because as you said, Mike, we always talk about it. Week 1, it's not even a dress rehearsal. It's really your first game of the season coming in, of course. But if you get blown out, you drop anything by 7 points or less. You don't drop that far because that's why I always say, Mike, if you're going to lose early. You know what I mean?
You know, my sneaky team. You're going to hear this too. I don't know if they'll make the playoffs, but I think they're going to be a lot better than what people perceive them to be, and that's Utah. I think Utah's going to get. I think Utah's going to be okay. I think they'll be bowl eligible. You know, they got a lot of turnover there, and just kind of keep an eye on them. They used to be a part of our wacky packy.
Yeah.
Then, but they're in the Big 12 now, right? I believe so.
Yeah. The crazy thing is, Mike, I haven't watched Utah, and I haven't watched them. Actually, I watched a lot of them last year. I haven't watched them this year, so I don't know much about them this year. I haven't done my homework on them. But I tell you what, the one name that I can't say anymore is Cam Rising. He's finally gone.
Yeah.
A six-year guy, doesn't play for him anymore. But Utah, we always talk about Utah being that team that had that nasty defense, Mike. They're fast on the ball. If their offense can solidify a game, they can win. But they are. I mean, anybody can come out of that Big 12 right now, Mike.
So Cam Rising took the. He should be a doctor by now, right? He's in school for 6 years. Him and Dylan Gabriel.
Yeah, right.
They should all be. They should all be doctors now. But no, I think Utah's got a nice little.
Okay.
They got a nice little warm-up game. I'm calling it Utah's got a warm-up game because they're playing Cal Poly. They're playing Cal Poly, yeah, on Saturday.
Out of California. Yeah. That's like a JV school, isn't it, I think?
Yeah. Hey, look, listen, man, if you get a chance to go out there, man, But, I was just looking at their schedule, right? I mean, they played UCLA last week, and they smoked UCLA by 33.
Yeah.
But, they got Cal Poly, right? And then they're at Wyoming. So, Utah and Wyoming. Wyoming's usually pretty decent, but then they got Texas Tech. They're they got Texas Tech at home, number 24.
That's going to be the game. Texas Tech is no joke, man. I love Texas Red Raiders. I like watching the Red Raiders play.
Then they got to fly cross country and go to West Virginia. They got to go to Morgantown. So that one might be a little, And then they get their bye week. But then after their bye week, dude, they got a couple hellacious games. They got number 12, Arizona State, ASU. They got them at home in Utah. But then the next week, they got to go to BYU.
Okay.
And then
they got a tough schedule.
They do. And then, after that, it's basically they have 2 home games against Colorado, Cincinnati. They're on the road against Baylor. Baylor, I could care less about. Mm-hmm. But then they have Kansas State in Utah, and then they finish up on the road at Kansas on Black Friday.
Kansas State is not what they are, Mike. I mean, they don't have an identity right now. Kansas, they have a running game, but that's all they have. I mean, you fill the box, you could beat them. But you got to get through the mid part of the season because there was some games on that schedule for Utah to come out. But I mean, I think they can be a 2-loss team in that division, that conference, and still get to the Big 12 championship and find a way to automatically bid into the playoff system. So I agree with you there. But Mike, did you watch the Notre Dame game?
I caught bits and pieces of it, Paul.
Okay.
I'm not going to lie. I kind of checked in momentarily on the game.
Okay.
I was kind of burnt out. I'm not going to lie because I had
Gotcha.
a lot to do over here.
Mhm.
I was kind of going back and forth between that game. That was on Sunday, right? That
Yes.
game?
Mhm.
Yeah, that was on. And I was, kind of doing other things,
Mhm.
while I was kind of off air. But yeah, I wanted to sit down and watch it because anytime Catholics versus the convicts
Yes.
is, how can y'all let the convicts win?
Hey, sometimes they run faster than us, bro. That's all I'm going to say. You can't
Oh,
catch them.
man.
You know what I mean? But Mike, talk about that game real quick. Here's my take. You got Jeremiah Love, okay, and JD Price. It's just like your Penn State running backs, 1-2 in the nation here. You can flip flop either team, Penn State or Notre Dame, with the dual running backs they have. Mike, the first half they look good running the ball. Okay, Jeremiah Love had some nice runs. Price came in there. Then they abandoned the run in the second half. But my thing is, you put CJ Carr in a bad position. Mike, you know how much I hate bubble screens. Mike, I counted the bubble screens in the first half. CJ Carr threw 8 bubble screens in the first half, Mike. 8 bubble screens for a total of 13 yards, Mike.
Oh, wow.
I just don't get it. I mean, then they started running CJ Carr with his legs. 11 carries, Mike. When you want your quarterback to be the leading rusher on his team, 16 yards. Mike, college football. Riley Leonard was a running quarterback last year. Look at that championship game. He, on the first drive, 7 carries, 84 yards by himself. This isn't Riley Leonard. CJ Carr is a true redshirt freshman, and you put him in a bad position. I put this game on Freeman, and I put this game on Denbrock, our offensive coordinator. I really do, but that's not taken away, Mike. Carson Beck, a transfer from Georgia. A lot of people don't like him, but, man, he managed one hell of a game against Notre Dame's defense, man. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, and you know what? His stock's rising when you're talking
Yeah.
about, potential Heismans.
Yeah.
I kind of saw it, like Nussmeier's name's been brought up in it. Carson Beck was brought up in it. You have Drew Allard that's brought up in it.
Mhm.
I'm trying to remember the young man's name from
South Carolina. Lenora Sellers.
His name. He's actually the odds-on favorite to win that.
The way he played, Mike, I tell you what, he's a thicker Lamar Jackson than me with a better arm, Mike. This kid looks good. And the big thing with him, Mike, we always talk about the running quarterbacks. They want to, condense the pocket and run. Sellers looks for the pass first, Mike, which is great at his age, showing what he can do.
Dude,
Yeah,
he's
the odds-on favorite.
He's got a great deep ball too. Did you see?
Oh yeah.
Oh my God! And can we please talk about this? How about Bill Belichick getting a great welcome into college football?
Oh, Billy, how bad you lose 41 to I think 17 or something like that, Mike?
Dude, I fell asleep. Right, I was watching the game. I'm not gonna lie. I was watching the game. The game got so boring to me. I fell asleep. It was 7-7 when I fell asleep.
Yeah.
I get up after the game's over.
Yeah.
And I'm looking around, and my wife was like, she's like, you fell asleep, you missed the game. I said, yeah. I said, let me see how Belichick did. I looked and see that it was like 48-7 or something like that. I was like, what?
I couldn't believe it. I watched like the first drive, Mike. Okay, I'm like, okay, wow, North Carolina actually might do something here. The pro set offense looks good. They score, and after that, Mike, you're right. I should have fell asleep, brother, because it was nothing. Welcome to college football. I mean, you might be the GOAT in pros, but down here, every team is stacked in college football, brother.
I just want to know how he's going to react when somebody runs up the score and puts like 70 up on him. I just want to see that press conference.
Well, Mike, they already ran 40 up on him. What's next? You know what I mean? Like, you're right. That's the crazy thing. I really want to see his press conference more than the game because Belichick's the master of one word. We know that in the NFL. Next game. Next game. Next question.
The only thing you can say is they're better.
Yeah, exactly. I would like to be a beat reporter in that one, watching North Carolina get their ass smacked, Mike. I would just say, like, Bill, 48-17. How can you get better? How can you get better? Can you? No, you can't. But, yeah, welcome to college football, Billy.
Paul, I got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
Who are you liking this week in these matchups this week?
Ooh, give me some games, Mike. What do you think? What are you looking at this week? Because I'll give you mine as well. I do have a couple games that I like, Mike. There's one game that I like to touch on. How about you give me your? Because this week, Mike, honestly, like I have the topics down the bottom. This is a varsity versus JV week. There's only really one good game. That's Michigan versus Oklahoma. Real quick, how do you feel about that one, Mike?
I like Michigan in the 5. I think Oklahoma can win the game, but
Wow.
I don't think they're beating Michigan by 5.
Okay. Wow.
So I'm taking Michigan in the 5. I'll tell you what, my upset of the week is Vandy over Virginia Tech.
You
They
talk
go
about-
in, they bang their head to enter Sandman, and they walk out of Blacksburg with a win. I think they beat them. And you're getting a point. You're getting a point. My last one is the interstate rivalry. The Cyclones, I like the way that they're playing right now. I think they're at home. It's their home opener. You know, they open up in Dublin this year. It's their home opener. They get the Hawkeyes coming in. They should have beat the Hawkeyes last year. So I think they get it done this year, and I think they beat them by more than 3.5.
Gotcha. Mike says Bill Belichick will be done after one season because if I'm correct, Bill steps in down. His son becomes the head coach. His son's been with for the Patriots for years and years, but I don't want that job, man. I don't want something that in college where you can't recruit, Mike. You're North Carolina, Mike. You're not going to out recruit some of these teams out there, Mike. You know, college is not where you want to be unless you're a high profile Deion Sanders guy that can get transfers coming in, or a big school with boosters, Mike.
But North Carolina has boosters, and with this NIL, you know, you could be bad one year and be in the national title hunt. And
that is true. If you're willing to put out the money, you can build.
Yeah.
Yes.
And listen, North Carolina got some really, really good alumni, and I'll say that. I mean, just look at the NBA alone.
Is Jordan one of them? That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
Is he a booster? Is he a booster? Because I don't know if he puts money into that football program. I know the entire basketball team is filled with, you know, Air Jordans, the top line, new releases. You know, their jerseys have the logo on there. It's not even a Nike version. It's the Jordan logo. So I don't know if I'm curious. I'm going to look that up later on, Mike, and we'll talk about that because I want to see if he's
I know
money in it.
He's a booster. You know who else is a booster?
Mhm.
Rasheed Wallace.
Wow, Simon Gratz out of Philadelphia.
Yeah. I mean, but yeah, I mean, listen, I mean, if you're looking at, I'm going to give you a little update right now. There's about a minute left in the fourth quarter. We got a shocker going on in Louisville.
Don't tell me Louisville's down because I took Louisville in the first half.
They're losing right now, 7-0. It's 7-0, James Madison. And Northwestern's beating Western Illinois.
Okay.
So,
I'll tell you what, don't mess with James Madison, man. They're like that team, Appalachian State, that I really don't know if I can bet against them or not because you never know with these shockers, man. You know, going back to this too.
Remember a couple of years, they beat Michigan. And then
yes.
Then they came to Penn State, almost beat Penn State.
I know.
Penn
that's
State
what I mean.
They went to like 3 overtimes.
Mm-hmm. Appalachian State, you think a minus 40 game here, and they come in and they take you to overtime. That's insane, Mike. Insane. It's insane. But yeah, Mike, the two games that you talked about, that Oklahoma game, this is what scares me. You got two Heisman candidates. I don't want to say Underwood, their quarterback at Michigan, true freshman. Mike, he's 17 years old, playing in a big game like this. 17 years old, Mike, and you're already worth $7 million on NIL deals. You're going against John Mateer from Oklahoma. This kid is a Heisman Trophy candidate as well. This kid can light the scoreboard up, Mike. 300 some yards last week, and he didn't even really have to do that much, Mike. So this is a big test because we know Michigan's defense is Michigan's defense. We know what they are. They're strong. They're strong up front. Their back end is great as well. I'm kind of curious to see how this plays out. But man, Mike, that +5 for Michigan. I got to go Oklahoma at home. I won't go. You know what, Mike? I'll go the -5 on that. I'll take the -5 at Oklahoma.
Yeah, I jumped on that because even though you're bringing it up, you know, with the kid being 17 and all, you think him going to Oklahoma is going to be? You think that's? I don't think he's going to be intimidated. He just played in front of 106,000 people.
Yeah, but you play Sister of the Poor, Mike. You know what I mean? I mean,
it don't matter. Listen, you know what it's like to have 100,000 eyes on you. I don't care who you are. You know, if he can handle that, he can go there. And I think Michigan's got a better defense than Oklahoma.
I agree. Yeah, what's his name? Vrabel doesn't play defense, man. You know, they're Venables. He doesn't play defense. He's the defensive guru when he was at Clemson. My man lost how to play defense. Still with Oklahoma.
Yeah. I mean, you know, Oklahoma's always been, we're gonna try to outscore you. Like, we're not gonna have a defense.
Still try to, yeah. Still,
right. And that's the thing. Like, I just want to see how Oklahoma's gonna react when they get punched in the mouth. And to me, I think they can win the game. I'm not saying that, but I don't think they're beating Michigan by 5. I think it's like a last-second field goal. If Oklahoma does win, it could be a last-second field goal. But they're not beating them by 5.
Okay.
No, I don't see that.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna give you the 5. I'll give you the 5 on that one. I'll give you the 5. I'll give Michigan 5 because my thing. You did talk about it, Mike. You're playing in the big house, of 100,000, plus, but you're at home. To me, when you go to another atmosphere that is really one of the big teams in the SEC now, not the Big 12, but when you see Boomer Sooner, that wagon pull out, brother. That's just nostalgia to me. I'm thinking like, oh shit, I finally made it here. I'm at home last week.
Better hope Boone and Sumer don't tip over. That's
Hey, I've seen that before.
I don't know who's driving it, but the last couple of years, man, they've been tipping that damn thing over.
I know. I couldn't believe that. I seen that one time. I'm like, oh, that's a tight. There he goes. Yeah, he fell. But yeah, I think that's going to be the best game of the week, Mike. Oklahoma and Michigan. I think that's the top game here. I want to give you one game, Mike, before we get out of here. We talked about this on your show, Mike. Once again, Mike, where's that show and what time's that on it, brother? One more time.
It is Props, Locks, and Parlays. It's on It's a Wrap Sportsnet every Wednesday night, 7:00.
Thank you very much. This for all the viewers out there. Make sure you check that out because Mike's on there. I'm on there. It's a wrap. It's a great network. So we're see, the thing is with podcasting, we don't care where you are. We're friends, and it's all about growth and having fun. So that's why I'm going on that show. Mike has, you have Mike on tonight. Mike, we talked about this game, man. -3, number 1 in the nation, Illinois, is playing Duke. Mike,
it's 2.5. It's 2.5.
2.5 now. Mike, what am I missing here? What am I missing in this game?
I don't know. I don't know. Like for me, to me that's kind of a layup.
It should be, Mike. I mean, Duke.
But I will say this, Duke. I will say this: that defense will probably be on point. Manny Diaz, former Penn State defensive coordinator, is now the head coach down there. So it's a defensive-led team. So that might be a reason why it's only a 2.5 because it was at 3. Now it's a 2.5.
Yeah,
so,
I locked in on a 3. I locked in on a 3 easy. I actually bumped it up to 5, Mike, on my parlay. You know what I did? But here's my thing. Illinois played last week. They played Western Illinois. They won 52-3. I mean, the quarterback, Luke Altmaier, he's a nice kid. He runs the ball great. He's a nice arm. 17 for 21, 3 TDs, over 300 yards. The running backs had over 200 yards as well as a committee. Defense had, I think it was 4 sacks. But then you look at Duke last week, Mike. I had to look this up, Mike. I really did. 45-17. Elon Phoenix University. Mike, who the hell is Elon Phoenix University?
They're new.
They're new. I don't even know if they're. I think it's an online school, Mike. I don't know. But Mike, they barely won 45-17, and it was actually 17-10 at one point, Mike.
Oh wow.
I don't know.
Hey, I want to give you a little food for thought here. Delaware Blue Hens are
Don't, Mike. Don't, Mike.
They're getting 23.5 at Colorado. Take the fighting Blue Hens. Colorado's a bunch of choke artists. Take the Blue Hens. That's my upset of the week.
Mike, that is just being the hometown. I hope you win, guy. Come on, Mike. Come on. Really?
Hey, look. Listen, they're no longer Division II. They're Division I now.
That's true.
What better way than the fighting Blue Hens go out to Colorado and beat the Buffaloes? Come on, are you sold on that team? Like, come on, that team. Even when they had Shedeur Sanders and Travis Hunter and Silo Sanders, they still weren't good.
That's true. That is true, Mike. I mean, all the hype in the world, we know that when you put 11 people on the field, if it don't, work and pan well together, you ain't winning something. 5 games last year they lost with that kind of team and all the hype out there. No, they are overrated. But even without a bad quarterback, I think the kid Julian saying that they have out there now is a good quarterback, but he's still only 18 years old too, Mike. And they're considering him better than Shedeur Sanders.
Right, and the kid that's quarterback in Delaware, I believe he's like 20, 21. He's a little older. And he transferred in from somewhere. I don't remember where he transferred in from. I'm sorry, guys. I didn't do the research on it. But, yeah, he's a transfer in from the portal. So they got him in from a portal. He looked good last week. He had a pretty good game last week. So, yeah, I'm calling that. Like, I'm sorry. I may be wrong. And I may be – but I just – Colorado has one of these games every year.
Yeah. And the crazy thing is, Mike, it's down in Delaware this week, right, for this game, correct?
No, it's in Colorado.
Okay. Because I was going to say
they don't play good on the road or at home.
Yeah, because I was going to say if they played at Delaware, man, it's going to be like a practice game because you're only going to have like 400 people in the stands, But this is the This is a playoff game for Delaware. You're not going to get into the playoff system. This is your Super Bowl, Mike. This is your national championship game.
Yeah.
Lights are on you. You're playing. You look over and you see, I'm never going to call him Coach Prime. He's Deion Sanders to me. You're going to see Warren Sapp, all these big coaches, name brand coaches. And to me, you win this game. Mike, now you got me freaking curious, man.
Think about it.
It was
think
20,
about it for 1 second.
20?
He's like 2021. But think about this for a second. Delaware's going to sit there and beat Colorado this weekend. When they beat Colorado, know what they're going to do? They're going to go up and ask Deion for Deion Sanders' autograph, Warren Sapp, Marshall Falk, everybody. Hey, can we get your autograph? Thanks, guys. You guys are the best.
Oh, Mike, it reminds me, I know we're talking football here, but it reminds me of the 84 Dream Team for the basketball team where you got beat by 50. And I still remember video. They played Angola, lost by 84 points. After the game, they all went up to the, USA, can I have your autograph after getting beat by 84 points? And they took pictures. The one guy was like this. That's gonna be Delaware, but Mike, you got me curious. I might just throw a couple $5 because I know the odds are probably like what plus 1,000.
Think so, yeah.
On an outright win,
yeah.
I'm not going to take the plus 20. I will take. That's going to be like a plus 1.
No, it's like for them to win, it's like 20, almost. It's like 18-1. It's like plus 1,800. I jumped all over it. I don't care.
Oh man, I'll take the plus 20 though. I'll play the plus 20 and play a little bit safe there. It's not safe, but I'll play it. But Mike, real quick, before we get out of here, man. I know it's early in the season. We always talk about this. Last year when we did the show together, I remember talking about Heisman Trophy winners, candidates in week 1 and 2 here as they progress for the season. Mike, if it came down to it after week 1, who's your Heisman Trophy winner right now?
The young man out of South Carolina.
Sellers. Okay, I agree. Yeah. Do you think Arch Manning should be still in the running? I mean, right now they have number 2, Michael. Still 2. Name wise, we're talking name here. That's all we're talking.
Yeah, no.
Okay. Where's Drew Aller fit in?
I think Drew's probably around third right now. Just because of the game he had. You know what I mean? Like he had a really sufficient game, and for me, he's got to go out. Like I want to see him drop, 275 and 3 touchdowns on Ohio State. Yep. To me, if Drew Aller does that, he's going to win the Heisman. You know what I mean?
Now, I want to ask you this real quick, Mike. We both mentioned Sellers out of North Carolina, okay? That conference they play, SEC, is not what it used to be, but there are still some profile teams in there. Mike, if he balls out this year and, has great numbers, can he win the Heisman losing 3 to 4 games as a team?
I don't know.
Is that a setback?
It's going to have to be – team success is going to be a part of that.
I agree.
No, I don't see that happening. If he loses 3 or 4 games, it doesn't matter what kind of numbers he puts up. Look at – I'll give you a great, perfect example. A guy from our kind of younger generation watching, Dante Culpepper.
Yeah, you're right. All the numbers.
Look at all the – and I'll give you another one even before him, Steve McNair.
That is true.
Steve McNair took he put Alcorn State on the map.
Yeah.
And had crazy numbers, but they lost. They lost 2 games. I think he lost 3 games, and he didn't win the Heisman.
And even to the younger generation, you look at Lamar Jackson when he was at Louisville. He didn't have the greatest team, but he put one hell of a numbers out there. But then again, Mike, the exception is when you have a player like Travis Hunter last year, offense and defenses, regardless of record, the kid played 98% of the snaps on both sides of the ball. So he deserved that. I give him that one. But Mike, before we get out here, man, let me know what shows you're on again and where they can find you, my brother.
Okay, you can find me over on It's a Wrap Sports Network. I am on the rotation for the Fightins Final, Clear the Ice. I have 3 shows now. P&M in the AM, Sunday mornings, 9 o'clock with Pat Bernard and Al Safiri. I also host the Happy Valley Huddle, which is following every Penn State football game. And, of course, with this handsome young man over this way or that way, whatever, which way it's going. Yeah.
Chucky, he's talking about you. He's talking about you, Chucky.
Props, locks, and parlays every Wednesday night at 7 o'clock, all on It's a Wrap Sports Network. So, Paul, it's great to be back on the box, man. It was good to come over there.
Brother, appreciate you.
So, yeah, I won't be doing it every week, but I'll be checking in with you throughout the year and see where this thing goes.
Glad to have you back on here, man. It seems like old times, going down memory lane here. And, even though you're not on the box, man, you're part of the family here. You know that we started this 3.5 years ago, Mike. And who would have thought?
And you know what kills me to this day? when people were like, "Hey, man," they're like, "Didn't you and Paul do a show together?" I'm like, "Yeah." I said, "I remember naming the show," and he goes, "Did you?" I said, "Yeah." Paul didn't know what to call it. I said, "College Football Frenzy." You were like, "Yo, it rings." I said, "There we go."
Might as well. And look now, over right now, I can't believe it, Mike. But I looked at the YouTube channel today, and from one show, Mike, in 3.5 years, we're at 1,388 shows, man. Can't believe it.
Well,
Can't
you know,
believe it.
time flies when you have fun.
Exactly, brother. Well, I'm about to get out here, Mike, because I want to go watch this Louisville game because I think my money's dwindling away on this game here. So
yeah, it is. They're down. I
that.
think it's 14-0. I think.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Appalachian State all over again, right?
That's all right. Don't feel bad. I'm actually going to be on for your viewers. If you guys want to come over to It's a Wrap Sports, I will be hosting the wraparound tonight. I'm subbing in for Pat, so I'll be covering the Phillies, Eagles reaction. Looking forward to Penn State tomorrow. We're going to talk about it all right after the Fightins final tonight. So if you want to check me out over on It's a Wrap, come on over.
Definitely. I'll check into that too, and I give you my thoughts on the game. And Mike, before we get out of here, man, I want to say congratulations to your Eagles. All I'm going to say is a win is a win. That's all I'll say, brother. That's all I'm going to say.
Well, listen, I wish the boys good luck, and until we meet again. You know what I mean? But I'll tell you what. The Cowboys really showed me something last night. They showed a lot of heart last night, especially that defense.
Yeah.
But you know what, Paul? Like I said, when we were talking about it, I had this strange feeling, man. I kept telling you, I think all the teams in the NFC East are going to be good. I think they're going to beat up. Not only are we going to beat up on each other, I think they're going to beat up on the rest of the league too. Because I'm not sold on that NFC North.
No. I mean, I took the dark horse here, and I put Chicago as a division winner. In that division there because. Honestly, the Vikings have the wide receivers, Addison being out this year. But I think McCarthy, I'm not sold on him. Seeing what I've seen him at Michigan, Mike, I'm not sold on him coming off the injury.
No.
And, Detroit losing their OC, that's a huge
and DC. Well. They lost both coordinators.
Yeah, to the Jets. Yeah, exactly, 100%.
Listen, I'm an Eagles fan, dude. We went through that 2 years ago.
Yeah.
We went through it 2 years ago. So you know what it's like to lose both your coordinators. You're not the same. And I'll tell you what, that's a very talented Detroit team, but it doesn't matter, man. I believe
the Lions winning the AFC North. Okay, I can see that. But Ben Johnson, man, that offense was designed perfectly, and now he's with the division rivals, the Bears, and they have the weapons. Only problem is they have Caleb Williams, Mike. That's the only downfall they have.
I don't care. They got my boy Cole Kmet. I love Cole Kmet. I take him every week for a touchdown parlay. Love him.
I'm just kind of surprised that they passed on Tyler Warren going to that draft, Mike.
I was too, but you know what? I think there was some backdoor channel in there because that's all I kept hearing about was Tyler Warren.
Well, they took Loveland, a native to Chicago, so I think there was a little, behind.
It was kind of like they looked over at Indy going, "We know you want a tight end. Which one of these guys you want?"
Exactly.
And Indy was probably like, "We want Warren." They're like, "All right, well, we'll take Loveland."
Exactly.
Because it was rumored from the moment they filed to become draftees. They were like, they kept saying Tyler Warren to Indy, and I'll tell you what, he's going to help them out. Big time.
Yeah, he's going to be big time. Last comment of the night is Eddie checking in. Damn internet, Eddie. I'm giving you the loss this week, brother. Your team just lost. I mean, you guys were a minus 50 team, and you guys lost outright tonight, Eddie. That's your damn internet tonight. But guys, shit happens on our shows as well. We go live, shit happens. People lag, people have technical difficulties. Not a big deal because Mike and I took care of it tonight. And I appreciate you, brother, once again, man. Your family appreciate you like a brother, man. Anytime you want to hop on, you just give me a call, and you were on, my guy.
Yeah, man, definitely. Like I said, I'm just getting back in the swing of things with college football. I kind of took last year off. Like I said, from the end of VOP to when I kind of joined It's a Wrap, it was, I did it, man. I took 6 months off. I didn't even touch this microphone, dude. I put everything up and just woosah and came back.
It does happen because I'll tell you what, Bill Furman, we both know him. He's a legend in college, knowledge. I love doing the show with him. We did the entire show for a season. And I tell you what, this year, I respect Bill so much. He called me and said, Paul, I'm not going to be able to do the show this year. I was like, is the health okay, first and foremost? Family okay? Oh, everything's good, Paul. And you know what he told me, Mike? You know the reason why he don't want to do it?
Why?
He's old school like us, Mike. I'm done with the transfer portals. I'm done with the NILs. It's not college football to me. I respect that 100%, Mike, where rivalries are not seen anymore. Hell, they're changing the damn Notre Dame football logo, Mike, for God help.
Yeah, what's up with that? What's up with that? They put it. I mean, what? He's not allowed to ball his fist up. You guys are called the Fighting Irish. So
we're the Fighting Irish, Mike. We're not the Running Irish. You know what I mean?
Right.
I did hear a rumor, Mike. You know who the player that they modeled that after?
Who?
Rocky Ismail, the Rocket.
Oh, did they? I'm just waiting for Penn State to get a furry cat on the side of their helmet. Just get a big blue furry Siamese cat on their helmet. We can call them, the Nitty Kitties.
Oh my God. Yeah, I don't get it, Mike. I mean, I respect Bill. Hope everything's going well with Bill. He said he'll hop on periodically, but I even said, Bill, yeah, you're right. What's next? They're going to tell Notre Dame that they had to demolish touchdown Jesus for us. That's next. Yeah. Who knows? But Mike, listen, man, I'm going to get out here just like you, get some college football, and watching tonight, of course. And you guys showed up tonight, so make sure you check out Mike tonight on It's a Rep Sports, the wraparound, correct, Mike?
Yes, the wraparound. See, when Pat hosts that show, we call it the Reach Around. So I'm hosting it. It's the Rats Around.
There you go. So, Mike, I'm ready to get out of here, brother. Glad to have you like old times, brother. So we will hopefully see each other, and we'll definitely see each other on Wednesday night on what show is that again, Mike?
Props, Locks, and Parlays, 7 p.m.
I hope we get a couple shackles in there, Mike, because I don't want the season debut to like these guys were 0 for 6. So I hope we get some bets in there that we win, Mike.
You got it, brother.
All right, brother. I'll talk later. My name is Paul Spencer. That is Mike Laurel from It's a Rap Sports, guys. This is College Football Frenzy on Alabama Sports Entertainment, YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter. Make sure you like, share, subscribe to all of our social media. Until then, we'll see you next week.
Strong, let's break the mold. Chasing the stories yet untold. Passion ignites like a blazing fire. Knowledge takes us higher, out of the box where the wild ones play. We see the game in a whole new way. Living loud, hearts in motion. Sports with soul, pure devotion. Alive with endless dreams. We're more than stats, we're the in-between. A slam dunk thought, a touchdown mind. Out of the box every time. No limits, no change, no walls to climb.